Hey guys, welcome back and happy Wednesday. All right, guys, well, we're back to talk about some Real Housewives of New Jersey and also something that's a little fishy about the Beverly Hills reunion. But in the meantime, Real Housewives of New Jersey's Teresa Giudice is addressing the claim that she gave Bravo an ultimatum over Melissa Gorga, why she actually didn't get married in Italy like she wanted to. And she's talking about Kenya on Melissa's podcast. Plus, she has some big plans. So before we jump in, you guys know how this works. If you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and don't forget to go to the description of this video, click on Hot Messy Podcast, wherever you get your podcast, drop us a rating, it's free, and listen because episode 2 is out now. Episode 3 comes out on Friday. Every Tuesday and Friday, we're going to make this thing a thing. All right, with that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so it's no secret that we heard about this ultimatum, right? That Teresa Giudice gave Bravo an ultimatum about having Melissa and Joe on the show next season, saying if they're on the show, then sorry, I won't be back. But she's now addressing this. After being accused of threatening to quit the Real Housewives of New Jersey if her sister-in-law, Melissa Gorga, isn't fired, Teresa has something to say. She also explained why she and Louis Ruelas opted out of an Italian wedding and revealed how she felt about Kenya Moore appearing on Melissa's podcast. She said, when it comes to this rumor, that's not true. That's what she confirmed on the September 28th episode of Namaste Bitches after a report suggested that she'd had it with Melissa and her brother Joe Gorga. I'm not that person. I would never be demanding anything because if you act that cocky, Bravo's going to tell you, go take a hike. While Teresa is no longer speaking to Melissa and Joe after a season 13 blowout, that is what we're hoping to see, but I know we're going to see it. It's expected to play out in the next coming months. She insisted that she's very professional and would never threaten to leave the show if someone else wasn't fired. Ask all the Bravo executives. I'm very professional. I'm not a diva. I'm a hard worker. I don't act cocky. I know I'm the OG, but I don't act that way. I'm very humble. I'm very down to earth. Which, to be fair in Teresa's defense, if you ask Margaret Joseph, she said this before, and so has Andy Cohen. Teresa never misses a filming event. She's always professional. She always gives it 110%, whether it's flipping a table, whatever. She's still bringing the drama, but she shows up because you have to think they all get a schedule, right? They get the schedule and she sees the schedule and she's like, I need to be at this little cannoli place at 12 o'clock so I can go fight with Margaret. All right, I'm going to be there at 11:59. Like, that's her. Now, then after hinting that the rumor was put out there by someone she did not name, Teresa explained her decision to forego plans to get married in Italy. It was going to be too much, meaning like chaotic. I had 6 suitcases going to Italy for our honeymoon. Could you imagine if I was getting married in Italy, just shipping everything there? It would have been just a little too much. Teresa also felt because her ex-husband Joe Giudice is not allowed in the States, her 4 daughters will have to have weddings abroad. I'm going to leave it to them to have destination weddings. I mean, that's fair. They might not want to, but that's fair. In addition to denying giving Bravo an ultimatum over Melissa, Teresa also denied being upset with Kenya Moore, who she starred alongside on the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip for appearing on Melissa's podcast. I'm not like that. Nobody has to check in with me or tell me anything like that unless they want to tell me something. That's fine, but I would never ask. That's so not me because I would never want the person to say, well, Teresa asked me. I would never do that. She knows how the Real Housewives of New Jersey game works at this point. She knows if she asks something shady of one of the other housewives that it could come back to bite her in the ass and then it'll play out as a storyline on the Real Housewives of New Jersey. This is not Teresa's first rodeo. And while she didn't mention Melissa or Joe by name, she seemed to suggest that she was glad they skipped her August wedding. Whoever wanted to be there was there. They were there in such a loving way. Whoever didn't want to be there, that's the way it was supposed to be. Also on the podcast episode, Teresa revealed plans for a 3rd book. I'm sure people want to hear all about my happy ending. I just got married and life's beautiful. And just like I had a happy ending, other people out there can have their happy ending too. The Real Housewives of New Jersey season 13 is expected to premiere sometime later this year or early next year. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about was we saw where everybody was talking about Diana Jenkins not going to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion because she was so sick. And then a photo came out of her. And I believe she's wearing like a green dress, but a photo came out of her and she's completely glammed up. She looks amazing. And her makeup artist is not wearing a mask, but she has COVID. But they're not wearing a mask. Now, some people were wondering, well, maybe at the end of the day, if you break it all down, maybe her makeup artist also had it, right? I don't know, though. I feel like this was her way of not wanting to go and sit there and film all day. I feel like this might be a little bit more of a diva-ish side of her because she did not go to Watch What Happens Live. She didn't attend one Watch What Happens Live. I don't know if that was as per Andy Cohen or Diana Jenkins. She didn't do any of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after shows, and she didn't attend the reunion. She's practically a friend of at this point. But who am I to say anything about it? Now, I do have some questions for you guys too, because when it comes to Teresa Giudice addressing the claims that she gave Bravo an ultimatum, which we do know that ultimatums with Bravo, they are not good. Bravo gets very upset and Bravo might just kick you to the curb. Do you think that she's telling the truth when she said, no, they would tell me to go take a hike? Or do you think she actually said something, they told her no, and she's like, well, shit, I can't afford to lose this job. So you know what? I'm going to play nice with Melissa and Joe. I'll film with them, but it is what it is. Because you have to think too, Teresa Giudice is probably commanding anywhere from $1.5 million to $2 million at this point, considering she has been on the show for 13 seasons. She just got a spinoff that was probably an additional $1 million. I think she spent over $1 million on that wedding, but yeah. And then for Diana Jenkins, once you see the photo of her getting ready and glammed up with the makeup artist in the shot, maskless, I want to hear what your thoughts are about that too. So go ahead, get ready, comment below, give me your unfiltered opinions. And before you go, don't forget that tomorrow we will be back live at 12 p.m. and that will be for our Beverly Hills and Salt Lake City recap. And then on top of that, go check out in the description of this video, Hot Messy Podcast, which you can go listen to the full episode 2. It's every Tuesday and Friday, but then you can also go to our YouTube channel where you can catch exclusive video clips of the conversation if you're not necessarily always a podcast person. You can only get clips. It's not the full episode. I think the full episode's way more worth it, but at least you get the video part and we kind of segment it a little bit. Yeah. So go check it out and leave a review. It's free. All right. With that, guys, love you. We're going to go do some interviews for the podcast and we will see you so very soon. Bye, guys.